Rust is about to die. Or at least, it's looking that way. After nearly a decade of being one of the most played games on Steam, with new contents and new update coming every month, Rust has finally hit a brick wall. Or what might actually be worse. You see, when you launch Rust, you just click a play button and things pop up, and you get into game. But that whole thing is running on a game engine called Unity, running in the background of your computer and making sure everything works. And Unity, contrary to their name, has decided that they are not in fact working together, and instead just out to price gouge. It used to be that if you were a developer and wanted to make a game using Unity, you signed up for a package. That package allowed you to pay a subscription just for using the engine. With that knowledge, Facepunch Studios, run by Gary Newman, worked hard to create the amazing game we know today. All of that just to have the rug pulled out from under them. Because now Unity has decided to completely change their business model. This change would see Rust developers now switch from what they currently do, which is just pay every month, to paying every month and paying for any player that actually decides to download the game. This means that if you got on a new computer, go over to your friend's house, or just decide to re-download the game after rage uninstalling, you would actually be costing Rust more money each time. Now, this might not seem like such a big deal, especially when you consider that each install should only cost between 7 and 15 cents. But as a business, as a game studio, this is a massive deal for so many reasons. And it might just kill Unity altogether, for now and for any developer in the future. Rather than knowing your business expense, it's now all up in the air. A random bill coming from Unity telling you, you had this many installs, give us all your money, regardless of how many copies you actually sell. Meaning theoretically, without even selling a single game, a single piece of DLC, or a single skin, Rust could end up in the hole. This could beg the question of, can Rust even continue with its current model of just a one-time fee? Rust provides us with countless new updates, new features, and bug fixes, and amazing updates every single month at absolutely no cost to us, for the most part. Meaning, you like me could have bought Rust back in 2014, and have been enjoying it ever since without even spending another dime. The developer, however, pays monthly just to host the game on Unity, and now they're gonna have to pay every time you decide to get back into Rust. One of the biggest concerns with this is the possibility of people intentionally screwing Facepunch over. Picture this, as the angry child hacker wanting to use his aimbot on that popular server, you buy your $3 account from some shady site that steals your info and you pop on in. Except before too long, Komomo says nah, and that's the end of that. Or is it? Because now instead of crying to mom about how it's not fair and begging for the credit card again, this kid is instead gonna try to get even. And how can he do that? Well, let's just start uninstalling and reinstalling Rust. Now, of course, you're thinking, surely that can't possibly be an issue. But it is. Unity is literally trying to charge people even if someone just changes their mind after rage quitting. Of course, while Unity is claiming to have proprietary software to track and monitor installs, so it's accurately being tracked for developer charges to avoid any abuse of this, we're left to believe that that's just gonna work and trust whatever bill they're gonna be sending each month. Meanwhile, on the Rust cheat side of things, people are already claiming to have scripts that will download, uninstall, and play Rust, all while changing hardware IDs so that it doesn't even get detected anyway. So what does this mean right now for Rust? Well, it means development is likely on hold, there's probably panic in the studios, and new updates might be a little bit more spread out. And honestly, if this does actually pull through and Unity goes through with it, it could potentially see Rust development get abandoned. Now, that could seem a little far-fetched to some, but when you look into the responses from the developers currently, things get pretty worrisome. Gary recently posted a very compelling read entitled, "Unity can get fucked." Unity can get fucked. Yesterday, Unity announced that starting next year, all games that use their engine will pay a tax per user install. The tax has a high profit threshold before it kicks in, which I think they assume makes it okay. But over the last 24 hours, there has been many reasons pointed out as to why this is a bad idea. Tracking installs is messy, piracy exists, reinstalls, new computers, giveaways, and of course, bad actors. There are a lot of reasons why it just isn't feasible. It makes you wonder how they could think this was a good idea, and maybe it is a good idea if you think of Unity as a mobile game engine, and if you view it through that lens, then maybe it makes sense to them. Maybe they've forgotten about PC gaming again. Let me be clear, the cost is not a big issue to us. If everything worked out, the tracking was flawless, and it was 10p per sale, no biggie, really. If that's what it costs, then that's what it costs. But that's not why we're furious. It hurts because we didn't agree to this. We use the engine because you pay up front and then you ship the product. We weren't told this was going to happen, there was no warning, and there was no consultation. We have spent 10 years making Rust on Unity's engine, and we've paid for them every year, and they've changed the rules. Unity has shown its power, we can see what they are willing to do, and you can't unring that bell. If you'd have asked me last week whether it was in Unity's power to start charging us per sale of our game, I'd have said you were being crazy and no way. Surely, that's not possible. That would be like Adobe charging all users of Photoshop per image view, and trying to invent a system in which they can track and invoice you every month. And not only the new images, but all the images that you created over the last 20 years. Then automatically invoicing you every month. But that's exactly what happened. And now we know they can do it, and that they're willing to do it. Unity is the worst company to be in charge of Unity Engine. The trust is gone. In retrospect, it's our fault, all our faults. We sleptwalked into it, we had tons of warnings. We should have been pressing the eject button when Unity IPO'd in 2020. Every single thing they've done since then has been the exact opposite of what was good for the engine. We had 10 years to make our own engine and never did. I'm sure a lot of game companies are feeling the exact same today. Let's not make the same mistake again. Rust 2 definitely won't be a Unity game. Of course, with that final line, we are left with potential optimism on the horizon, but it could mean the end of an era. If you're looking for a distraction from all this drama, GamerSupps has a wide variety of shakers to distract you a little bit. Or if you're trying to get that focus up, grab yourself a good flavor like titty milk, chug that, and you're good to go. With zero sugar, tons of nootropics, organic caffeine, no fillers, and keto friendly, it is your best option. Use the link down below or code REX at checkout, and you're going to save yourself 10%. Until next time, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for future content, and maybe check out one of these if you're looking for a good base design. Peace out.